rewards back into my back into my actual pool that I'm contributing to. And let me show this real quick. I'm going to double check and make sure that I am. The other day I was streaming and I had no sound, so I want to make sure that I'm. Let's see. I'm checking my phone. There you go. It's working. You could hear me. Great. So okay. So first off, I'm going to be doing this with the Gary and Solana, which is which Gary coin is actually what my coin, Dunk coin, is built out of. And I could use Dunk and Gary both. If you engage in my good morning tweet every single day, and you have a social connector account, which if you don't have a social connector account, if you go to the description of the YouTube video, if you're watching this on Twitter, you can go over to YouTube and find the description of this video. It is, and there's a link to social connector, or you could find it. Go to socialconnector.io and it will take you to take you there. And then if you engage in my tweets in the morning, you have Twitter and you have social connector you have connector Twitter connected to your social connector account, and you engage in my tweets, then I will give you a little bit of Dunk coin, which could earn you different roles in my Discord and my community. And there's plenty of other ones, including the coin that my coin is built out of, which is Gary coin, which is what I am showing you how to compound and build. So first off, I'm going to bring up the Radium farm. So this is Radium, and this is where I am going to be compounding. So I've already connected my wallet. I'm using the Phantom wallet, and the Phantom wallet is a Solana-based wallet, and I'm able to hold multiple different currencies in there, including Gary coin, which we're talking about right now, as well as Solana, as well as my coin Dunk. And I'm going to show you exactly how I'm earning that free coin. And you could take that coin and you could do whatever you want with it. You compound it back into the liquidity pool like I'm doing. You can yeah, you could put it back into the liquidity pool. You can take that Dunk or the Gary, and you could sell it if you wanted to, or you could sell half and then compound it back into the liquidity pool if that's what you want to do. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just showing you exactly what I'm doing, and you could follow along. And if it works for you, and if you're getting value out of this, and also if you get anything, if you do earn any Dunk from engaging in my tweets, like I was saying, you just go to dunkmedia.club and you could gain special access to things in my Discord, including if you have one Dunk in your wallet. So if you don't, you could either go buy it, or you can go and engage in my tweets in the morning. After you have one Dunk, and just one, you can go to the Discord and get this sheet that I am actually tallying everything with. So I've been just going through everything day by day. So we're here on the 9th of January, and I started doing this on the 24th. I was doing this before, but I started a new wallet to show exactly how this works. So I'm tracking a couple different metrics here. One is just how much I put this in crypto, but I said in USD value how much it was worth at the time that I entered it in, and then this each amount, the total, and then this is how much Gary I've added each day that I'm compounding something. I'll compound some, and then usually I'll add a little bit extra. And as you can see, it's not always a whole lot of extra. And then how much Solana I've added in as well. And then if you know anything about liquidity pools, there's LP tokens that they give you, which basically means that you have a percentage of the liquidity pool. So if there's like 100 LP in the liquidity pool and you have 50 of them, you own half the liquidity pool. And as more people add into it, you're basically your percentage is diluted of the liquidity pool. But as they're adding more in, you should be getting more liquidity back out. So okay, so okay, let me go over here, and then so these are the ones I've added, and this is the total amount that I have. And here's if you look at this, I'm just tracking, again, I'm not tracking the USD value, but some people may be. And again, not financial advice, but this is the amount in dollars that I've added into this particular liquidity pool, $206.86. And this is the amount that it's worth at the time. And that's a combination of a couple things, because Gary Coin is a Solana-based token. Solana has gone on a run up, but it has not gone up as much as that because I've actually been adding in more assets, because I've been claiming all of these harvested Gary. I've been able to add that into this column without actually having to buy it or acquire it from other places, which I like I mentioned, you can get airdrops, you can go and engage in a lot of different people's tweets Twitter drops, as well as different places. Twitter is the place to collect a lot of these, but make sure you have that social connector account. So and then yeah, so this is like how much I've been getting. There was a little before, as you can see, the rewards have kind of jumped up because they redid the rewards, and they added in additional, like I think it's 1,500 a day that they're giving away. So that's how much the pool is worth. So so I'm getting a little over 2.5 of those coins a day. They're worth about 25 cents each. So, it's like 50, 60 cents a day. It's not a huge amount yet, but that's because I believe in compound interest, and I'm just going to be adding more. And then, even if I wasn't adding more, I believe that you'd be able to actually make a little bit of a profit. So, okay. So I'm going to jump into the Radium pool. And by the way, if you're getting value out of this, could you do me a favor and just give it a smash? If you're watching this on YouTube and you're getting value, make sure you just give it a smash of the like button, because that helps the algorithm, and helps me get the message out on how you could actually be earning this passive income using Gary and Radium and Solana, and just supporting this pool. Because the reason why I actually am doing this particular pool, just to be perfectly clear, is because I have a lot of faith in this particular platform. I believe in Gary Coin, and if I didn't believe in Gary Coin, I'm not just going to jump into anything that has a high return on investment because they say it does. I'm only going to jump into things that I actually have done my research and done. So I encourage you, do your own research. If you don't believe in it, go take these tactics and apply it to whatever project you believe in. But I believe in Gary, and I believe in my coin as well, Dunk, which is built on Gary. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't believe in Gary. So I basically have a bonding curve to Gary, and Gary has a bonding curve to Solana, and that's kind of the hierarchy structure of it. So, if you want to go to the YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/@the-blockchain, and give it the thumbs up. But let me just go over to Radium real quick. So I'm going over to Radium, and I actually I've been throwing a little extra Gary in every single day because I'm impatient. I'm not going to wait for the small amount, but I'm tracking it so you can see how much I'm adding in. So I'm actually going to add in 23 Gary. I have 23.54 Gary in my wallet right now, plus the Solana. So I'm just at radium.io. So you go to radium.io and hit launch app. You can either do it in this top right corner right here, or you can go into this middle. They're the same button. Just click launch app. And now I'm going to go. Now I'm here. It's going to connect my wallet. Mine's already connected. If your wallet's not connected, you go to this top right corner, click it, and I could hit disconnect. You're going to want to click it, and it will ask you if you want to connect your wallet. I'm using the Phantom wallet. There's a link to how to there's a instructions video on how to create a Phantom wallet in the description of my video. So you could do that really easily if you don't have a Solana wallet yet. So just connect your Solana wallet, and then we're going to go over to this left column, and we're going to click Farms. And then once you're on Farms, I'm going to go over to Ecosystem. And once I'm on Ecosystem, if it doesn't show up at the top, it is one of the top farms that it's on the platform right now, aside from Franc and Bonk, which is just it's a shit coin, but it's a you might be able to get that, but looking at these, that's not going to last, in my opinion. That my uneducated opinion says that this is not going to last. But I've been doing this for nearly a month now, and I know that this is lasting. I've been involved in this community of Gary Coin for well over a year, so I know it's been around, and I know it's got the drive to last a long time. So I'm going to say expand this. Again, if you don't see it, you could always, and you're doing this for the very first time, you could always search for Gary here in the corner, and it will just limit it to that one. But since I have already contributed, it bumps it to the top. Here, I'll give it a little star just in case. There you go. So there we go. Now, there's a couple different options here. So there used to be bags that you gave. It's not distributing bags. It's just a bonus thing that they've been giving away during November and December of last year. They might add it again, but instead now they've tripled the amount of rewards, and I think this is probably just as good. So I could, as you can see, it's about 70 cents that I've gotten since about this time yesterday. I think I did this a little later in the day, so I probably would have made like 80 or 90 cents in the same amount of time. So that's 2.66. Now, you could either harvest. You can click the harvest button. I don't think you're going to see my pop-up because I'm sharing my screen and not the whole thing, but you're going to get a pop-up and you can just claim it. Now, I canceled it. You might see it popped up in the corner. I think it's covered up. but I'm going to hit add liquidity instead. So I'm going to hit add liquidity. And again, I remember I said I had 23. So when I type in 23 here under Gary, so this column right here, Gary, I'm going to type in 23, and it's going to give me an equal amount of Solana. So you see it's 60 cents, 23, or sorry, $6. 23 Gary is $6. So it gives me an equivalent of that in in um, in Solana. So now I'm going to hit confirm. Down here at the bottom, you can go through all the different things. This is base Gary, the max amount, the Solana, everything that you're putting in, give you information about it. You can even expand it and look at, there's also slippage tolerance. I'm not going to go into that right now, but I'm just saying I'm just showing you how I'm compounding. So I compound, I hit add liquidity, and then there's going to be a pop-up. You're not going to see this at first, but I'll show you in just a second. So pop-up shows up and it says radium.io to approve the transaction. Make sure that it says the right website. You click this and it's the wrong website, you could be compromised. Always read these transactions. Read it 10 times if you have to double check. It's going to say how much Solana and Gary I'm going to send, and you're going to receive something called LP tokens. It may just call it unknown in your wallet, but they are LP tokens, and I'm going to get about 30 of them. And I'm going to hit approve, small gas fee in Solana. Hitting approve, and now I'm going to pop up the Solana blockchain SOL scan transaction so you could see it on your end, exactly what I just did. So I get the 23 Gary and the Solana. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to go back to that. um, let me see. I'm just going to go here, bring up my calculator real quick. There we go. So plus, and then I'm just going to go over to this window where I had my chart. I'm going to just find out how much Solana I had right here. I'm just going to add it so I could add the amount of Solana I got today with the amount of Solana that I had before. And so there we go. I'm going to paste that in here. So that's how much Solana I've actually put into this pool. And then it's going to give me the LP tokens. And let me just go back over to, come on, screen, stop scared. 23, it gave me 23. I put in 23 Gary today. And I'll fill in all this other part in a minute, but I'm going to show you. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to click off this, and I'm going to go back to Radium. So just before you saw, I put 23, and this is the Solana, and it gave me this. This is what it gave me. I'm going to add this in real quick. 30.32 LP tokens. So I'm going to add that in here. 30.32 LP tokens. Ta-da. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to Radium, and I can click off SOL scan, and I am going to go back this left column back to farms. It put us under liquidity at that moment, but now we go back to ecosystem, and now we're back on Gary. So you can see here now it says deposited, but it says, instead of saying add liquidity, it says stake. So I'm going to click this, and we're going to get a pop-up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I have to, but there's a pop-up. It's saying how much would you like to add? I always click max. So I'm clicking max, and again it says 30.32, and then the change, and then it says exactly how much it's worth total. It's 11.97, and I'm just going to type that in here just so I know how much money I spent today. 11.97. How much I'm adding in, and then I'm going to just go ahead and stake these. Hit stake LP. I am getting a pop-up from the Phantom wallet, and I do not believe that you could see it, but I am going to, it's telling me that I'm going to receive a certain amount of Gary. That is the reward. So when you stake, it will automatically claim the Gary that you have pending for rewards. So you could skip a whole entire transaction by doing this. You're going to send the LP tokens to them, and you're going to get the rewards, and then it's going to improve your position or increase your position in the liquidity pool. So I hit approve, and now it's brought up my blockchain one. I'll show you that real quick. Again, this is just making it, I'm just popping up these blockchain ones so I could show you, and then as well I could do that. And again, this is Gary and Solana that I'm doing. So if you want to earn free Gary every single, not just day, but every second, as you can see, I'll show you in a second that it's actually going to be earning more. So I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to copy how much Gary. I just want to track everything. There we go. So 2.67 is what I just claimed. And then I just click this off real quick. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to Radium, And there we go. So now, just so I could copy, I'm going to copy the amount that I've deposited in USD. I'm just copying these day by day, how much everything is worth in USD, just so we're like pretty much all on the same page. I'm going to go back to the LP. We have 805. So then I'm going to go back, just copy that in. So you see, I'm just filling everything in. And then now we have 586.24 Gary that I've deposited. And just keep in mind, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to get this amount of Gary back, because the liquidity pool could fluctuate towards more Solana or more Gary as it grows. So I'm just going to do that, plus 23. Got my calculator up, and then I'm just going to paste that in here. So this is how much we have deposited total. And now I take 206.86, which are here, and I'm just going to put that in the calculator, and I am going to add the 1197 plus 1197. Ooh, that is not correct. 1197. There we go. And that gives me $218.83. So I'm going to paste that here. And now you can still see this is 200. I'll just give you an example of do percentage calculator. I like this percentage calculator. I've been using this one for years. It's just a percentagecalculator.net. The simple things. This is the whole entire website. This is what everything. So I'm going to go back to this farm. So 218.83. So if I said how much the percentage, so the difference from this to this, and again, this is not financial advice. I'm just showing you the change in USD value purely just to show you as an example. What I'm actually trying to get is like passive income. Two things are what I'm after by doing this. Passive income in Gary coin is what because I really believe in the long-term growth of Gary coin. I think it's going to be a very lucrative coin long-term. And then also I believe in Solana. I believe in Solana, which is the blockchain it's built on. So this seems like a good bet to me. So 218. So I'm going to click this, and we're going to see. So if I was going to look at how much the price has changed, so keep in mind that this is all, I believe in Solana, the price of Solana has gone up. I believe in Gary, the price of Gary has gone up. And that's not just because of the price of Solana going up. And also I've been acquiring additional assets, which means that even if the price stayed stagnant, I would still be getting a little bit of extra assets, which would mean that I'd have interest. So if I was looking in USD value, I would actually have made 45.30% just in this liquidity pool based off those different factors. So, but just keep in mind, the market's affected, as well as all those different elements. So it's not just one thing. There we go. But that's a pretty good return in less in less than a month. That's not saying that it's going to be that way forever, just so you know. But hey, that is me collecting assets, and in the end, I know that I have extra of the LP tokens, which means that I am actually getting more Gary coin every single day. So as I keep on stacking it, I'm increasing my position, and it kind of protects against by me stacking these and actually compounding. It's protecting it from other people being able to lower my amount that I get each day. So I just wanted to share exactly how I'm doing this, how I'm actually gaining passive income without actually doing this. And then if you are thinking in USD, which I know people still do, I'm thinking about Gary. That's what I care about. But if you really are all about USD, which you got to pay bills sometimes, then this is something you can look at. It is still up in USD value just in less than a month. And even if you look at where it was kind of catching up, these aren't that much of a dip that it took as it got started. And then there was, we got little tiny bumps as what, then some of that's market fluctuations, but and then also the increase in how much you get from the farm is also helping. So just take a look at this and use this as an example. If you're not doing Gary, you could use this as an example, but whatever project you get into, I really, really encourage you to make sure that you are doing your own research, look into the project and understand why it's making that money. Because when you go, let me go back over to Radium again. If you go to Radium, let me go back to the farms, and you go to these other ecosystems like Gary's. Let me see, I check this there. Oh, why is this not doing? Show me everything. Oh, it's because I wrote Gary. There we go. If you look at these ones like Franck, 5,000. It just changed as we were looking at it. It actually dropped like 100% in liquidity. And it dropped 100% in its APR in just as we were looking at it. So just keep that in mind. Just because the percentage is high does not mean that you're necessarily going to make any money from it. People might be just waiting for you to put money into it so they could take it out. But I've done my research on this. I encourage you to do your own. And if you look at this right here, this is the idea. It's already starting to accumulate more Gary. Look, it just did it again, accumulated more Gary. And I could take this again and sell it. I could compound it like I'm doing, or whatever you want to do. It's your coin, it's your money. Cool. And again, if you want to get special utility from not only Gary coin as well as Dunk coin, which is mine, and every single morning I'm going to be doing my on Twitter, I'm doing my good morning tweet. And if you have your social connector connected and you go and connect that to Twitter, I'll make sure that I give you a little bit of Dunk coin every time that you do it. So just make sure that you go do that, and maybe some other tweets too. So just go ahead and tweet, engage in my tweets, and I will give you a little bit of Dunk coin, as well as like check out other people in like there's a draft tower community. Go and hang out with the drafts. You look at my fun PFP. That's Dunk. I'm Dunk. That's Dunk. You know, it's a little parallel there. There's Dunk coin. We're all Dunk. So yeah, so if you just engage in a lot of the people that actually have those draft NFTs, and you have social connector, the link is in the description, then you're going to be more likely to be able to collect Gary coin, which that's a good point. Like if you're collecting Gary coin by engaging in other people's tweets that are giving away free Gary coin for in exchange for a little bit of extra engagement, then you could just go ahead and just take that and put this in this liquidity pool and put none of your money in. So that's what I would do if it was me, but I would encourage you to do your own research and check it out. So, okay. So, I'm going to be doing more of these. So again, if you haven't yet, smash that like button. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, make sure that you're going and engaging in my tweets as well as any of those other drafts, because you're going to be able to collect Gary coin as well as Dunk coin and other creator coins just by having a social connector connected to Twitter. And yeah, appreciate everything. And I will see everybody in the next one. Make sure that you watch one of these videos that pops up next, and I will see you in the next one.